Hey, this is Dave White, author of the Jackson Donne series. Jay Stringer tagged me to read the first chapter of my latest book, which is An Empty Hell, with that cool cover there. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to tag a couple other people. This is the fourth Jackson Donne novel and the first Matt Herrick novel, and I thought it'd be cool to read the prologue where you first meet Herrick. Even though we said the first chapter, but this is better. Matt Herrick touched the asp nightstick on his hip and took a deep breath. As he knocked on the door of the log cabin, he thought, "This is one of the dumbest things you've ever done." The man inside was hiding, wanted, and probably armed. Knocking on the door was probably the least safe way to talk to him. Draw him outside, into the open. Give yourself the option to run. But don't knock. Herrick rapped his knuckles on the wood and waited. He tried to listen for movement inside, but the late fall Vermont wind howled in his ears. A couple of dried leaves circled around his ankles. The smell of chimney smoke wafted in the air. A cabin in the middle of the forest. The closest building was a half-mile back along a dirt road, some hotel popular during ski season. If the man inside the cabin opened fire, no one would hear Herrick die. The doorknob twisted, and Herrick rested his hand on top of the asp. His muscles tensed, tight as piano wire. The door opened, revealing the man from the pictures he'd seen. Well, sort of. The man's face was now covered in a beard, sporting flecks of gray. His face appeared red and tight against his cheekbones, probably windburned. He looked at how the townies had described him, and nothing like the paper showed nearly a year and a half ago. "Jackson Donne," Herrick said. "I've been looking for you." Donne's shoulders slumped for an instant. He flared his nostrils. "So is half of New Jersey." "Who are you?" he asked. Herrick introduced himself. "I'm a high school basketball coach." Donne tilted his head. He brushed the left cuff of his shirt. It had a stain on it. He didn't say anything. "And a private investigator," Herrick said. "Matt Herrick." "I was one of those once." Donne half smiled. "I like your last name." "Can we talk?" Donne nodded toward Herrick's hip. "You gonna use that thing?" "Hope not." "I'm gonna have a beer," Donne said. He walked away from the door, but left it open. Herrick followed him, hand still on his asp. The house smelled like wood and steak. It was nearly barren. No pictures, no TV. Just two easy chairs and a coffee table with a paperback on it. He could see Donne through the kitchen door, fridge open. Watched as he grabbed 2 silver cans of beer. Donne came back and sat on the chair. He popped open one can and put the other on the coffee table next to the paperback. Heady topper. The odor of piney hops made its way to his nostrils. One of the best beers in America, they said. Herrick thought about asking Donne for some bourbon. Nope, not while he was working. Donne took a long pull. Herrick stared at the stain on his cuff. Dark brown, like coffee, or maybe iced tea. "Can I save that for later? Small talk was a good strategy?" "It's not for you," Donne said. "Maybe you should tell me why you're here." Herrick sighed. "I need to bring you back to New Jersey." Donne laughed. He put the beer can down on the floor next to his chair. His right hand was out of sight for only an instant. Then it came back up full of a gun, a pistol, like the sidearm Herrick had carried in Afghanistan, the one he used to... "I don't think I'm coming," Donne said. "I like it here. Just let me explain." Donne continued as if he hadn't heard. "I like my job, I like the weather, I like my beard, and even better, I like my beer. Coming back is not in the cards. The second I cross that border, a slew of cops and FBI agents will be looking to round me up." Herrick shrugged, trying to counteract his hard, thudding heart. "Ex-cops are dying." "Tell me why I should care." The barrel of the gun didn't waver. "Because they're ex-New Brunswick PD cops, ex-narc cops, guys you either put away or got fired, remember?" Now the gun lowered a bit. "And people think you did it," Donne said. "And what do you think?" "I think it's a lot more complicated than that." "Certainly is," Donne said. That was when Herrick realized the stain on Donne's shirt cuff wasn't brown. It was dried and red. Blood red. Okay, so that's the first chapter. I'm going to tag a few other people, and I hope they read their first chapters. Thanks.